Hi, and welcome to Identity Records. Today we're going to be showing you how to make a track using the House Music and Vocals Samplepack. But before we do that, let's set up the Samplepack so that it's easy to access. Go over to Places on the left-hand side of the screen and click on Add Folder. Next, locate your samples and create a folder for all your Identity samples. Once you've done that, all you have to do is select that Identity folder and then press Open. Now that we have our Identity folder on the left-hand side, we will be able to access all of the audio within the sample packs very easily. Click on the Identity folder and you'll see that they show up immediately. This might take a second to load, but it's definitely worth it. Click on any sample or loop or piece of audio to hear it. Let's start by adding some drums to create a solid groove and foundation. Make sure that you're in the arrangement view for this, which can be accessed by either clicking on this button here or pressing Tab on your keypad. I'm going to start by looking for a kick drum. This should create a really solid start for my track. I'm going to drag and drop it onto the audio channel. And what will happen is the project tempo will automatically change to the tempo of the loop. And we want it to be that way because it means we're not going to lose any quality. When you start to change tempo up or down, you start to use quality of the original sound of the loop. Let's find some more drums now. These hats will act as a nice layer to the kick, adding some high frequency energy and a little bit more groove. Let's see if we can find some claps. Now I've run out of audio channels, so in order to add a new one, I just need to right click and go to Insert Audio Track. Then I can drag these claps onto the new audio track. Keep layering your drums until you find you have something unique and thick sounding. Let's add some synthesizers. Now, we're looking to create an introduction here, so we don't want anything too heavy, but we want something that's going to create some interest and build some tension. What I noticed is that a lot of these samples are written in the key of A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for _a.wav to make sure that I'm just accessing all the samples in the key of A so that if I layer them together, they're going to work melodically. You can do this in the search bar up here. _a.wav. You may find that there are more in B sharp or C or D. But for this sample pack, they seem to be written in A. Okay, let's try and add something melodic that creates a little bit of a mood and add some tension. I quite like this. I think it sounds good. Let's see, maybe there's something else. Let's go with this loop here. And let's have a listen to how it sounds with our drums. I've clicked this loop button on here, and I've actually put the loop around the drums as well. So let's hit the spacebar, see how everything's sounding together so far. Now, as I'm listening to this, let's see if we can add something else to build more tension. That works quite nicely. Let's add this new vocal in here. Just going to add a new audio track underneath and then drag that vocal in. And let's find one more thing that's going to add a bit more tension, and then let's start creating the track. This might work. Let's see if it works with everything else that's playing. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, cool. Let's insert another audio track and drag this one in here. We can see that this loop is double the length. It's because it's got a longer melody, but that doesn't matter too much. Okay, let's go ahead and start creating a structure for our song. We've got loads of loops that work together and are sounding fantastic. So now it's time to actually start putting them into some sort of structure. So we'll start with the introduction. Let's bring some of these drums in, and we'll just leave these here, and we can kind of dip in and out of the samples that we have, and we can start from 13, so we leave a gap. The track will actually now start from 13. This is the kick. I'm going to just do the kick, the clap, and the hats just to start. Let's see how that sounds. Let's take that loop off. That sounds great. Now let's have another round of those. And again, but this time let's add something, maybe these hats here. These are just claps actually, but that sounds great. And then let's add some hats at this point. And one more round. Maybe this time with something to build some tension. And there you have our introduction. Now, I recommend changes every 8 bars. So 13 to 21 is 8, 21 to 29 is another 8. And the reason you do this is to maintain the listener's attention on your record. They'll constantly be picking up on the new things coming in, the build and energy, and becoming excited. Next up, I'm going to show you how to do the breakdown. Now that we've created the introduction, it's time to do the breakdown. Up till this point, we've only really used rhythmic elements, and what I mean by that is drums. So it's time to bring in some melodic elements, aka synthesizers, and that should build a little bit of tension in this section. I'm going to start by adding this loop straight away, and all the drums except for the kick. Now notice the drop in energy and how that transition automatically feels like you're going into a breakdown, and the listener will know. Let's continue to add tension to the breakdown by taking out yet more drums and adding another melodic part. So I'm going to copy and paste these ones over. Let's take these as well, but let's take out these hats, which are giving a lot of energy. Let's keep the melodic parts going, and then let's add this melodic part as well for this section, and let's have a listen to see how the transition is from one section to the other. Now, I would recommend keep taking out the drum parts until you're almost left with nothing, and try and see if you can find any other melodic parts that are going to make this even more exciting for the listener. So let's see if we can find maybe another vocal or another synthesizer or even a bass line. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop this section here. Now the easy way to loop is just by selecting and then doing Command L. And you should be able to loop over this section here and then listen to the other samples and loops at the same time as this is playing, so you can audition them all together. That's really, really, really nice. Okay, let's drag this in here. Let's have it on this point. Copy and paste it. And then let's copy and paste that one final time. And we're going to get rid of these hats this last time. So we're just going to keep the claps going like that. Let's take that loop off. Let's listen to the transition. Great, love that. I think we could even take the claps out for the second half of that. And let's see if there's one final bit of audio, maybe some sort of effect or whoosh.
Stopping.
That's the one I was looking for. Let's take that just for that final moment, that final refrain. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the drop in straight away. And all you need for this, guys, is the full loop of one of them. And that should save you having to copy and paste loads of different things. And you can still layer onto this loop. But we just got to get it. There we go. It's just that one there. Let's have a listen again to this final transition. Great, so it's a little underwhelming, and I think that's just because the volume is way too low. So let's just pump that up. Let's bring these all down ever so slightly. And I'm going to layer this loop with our original kick, because I think it sounded great. And our original claps, and our original hats as well, just to give it a bit more oomph. Let's listen to that again.